G'day, my name's Cheryl Warren. I live in Brisbane, Australia. I've lived here all my life. Today I'm talking mainly about my dad. So yes, I lost him to melanoma back in 1987. I love this picture of him. So I think he was a bit of a playboy back in his day, but anyway. There's lots of photos of him that have been ripped in half by my mother, so I assume they were with other women. So my dad worked all his life. He was a great golfer. He was a scratch handicapper, so he was outside all the time. He was in the Air Force when he was younger, and he was based over in Winnipeg. He was always, and then when he retired at 60, they moved down to the Central Coast of New South Wales, and he was out fishing and doing stuff like that all day that he loved, and spending time in the sun. He would have been probably about 64, I'd say, about 4 years after he retired. Yeah, I don't know whether he saw a mole on his back changing or whether it was just itchy, but he felt there was something wrong with it. So he went along to the doctor, and the doctor had a look at it, just GP, had a look at it and said, "Oh, I'll take it off if you want me to." So Dad thought, "Oh, I'm not going to have something cut out of me if I don't have to," so he didn't worry about it. Dad started to get like really bad headaches and got really ill, so he went back to the doctor again, and this time they actually cut it out and sent it away, and then they told him he had to go back and get all his lymph nodes and everything cut from under his arms. So he had all of them taken out. I used to go down and visit him when he was in Concord Hospital, and from when they started cutting it all out of him to when he died was only 6 months. So for what happened to him, his quality of life in that 6 months, you know, I don't know whether it was actually worth all the pain that he went through. You know, the things that I saw him, they had him so heavily doped up on morphine, he didn't really know, you know, where he was or what he was doing. Yeah, it was really distressing to see him like that. Well, I guess the last day I actually saw him was on Father's Day, and I'd gone down to visit him, taken my son down, who was only 18 months old then, but he didn't really recognise us. He was, I don't know, I guess the drugs that they had him on then, he had radium treatment and everything as well to try and arrest it, but you know, it was too far progressed by then to have much effect. So, you know, I can just remember going to visit him, and they actually had put a straitjacket on him because he was getting into everything, and he was pulling apart his razor and anything he could find, he would just try and, you know, pull it apart. So yeah, it was just incredible that this man who was so active, you know, he was still on a golf handicap of 4, you know, before he actually went into hospital. And yeah, just to see him go so downhill so quickly was, yeah, incredible. This is a photo of myself. I think I was in my early 20s then, and this is my first husband, whose name is Bob. Bob and I went down to visit my dad that Father's Day, the last time I saw him. And on the way home, we'd driven down there, and on the way home, Bob asked me to drive because he started getting really bad headaches. And so he went to the doctors when we got back to find out what these headaches were all about, and we found out that he actually had secondaries from a melanoma he'd had removed a couple of years prior to that. So exactly 6 months after Dad died, I lost my first husband to melanoma as well. So yeah, incredible. So my son doesn't remember his dad either. So, and my son's now, I think I said Dean's 33, and he has had about 10 moles removed already. Oh, by the time he was 20 he had, yeah, so he's got it from both sides of the family. I think people have to realise how dangerous this is, and how, you know, no one wants to die the way I saw my first husband and my father die. It was horrific, the pain and the distress they went through, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But it all stems from taking responsibility for ourselves and looking after ourselves, and you know, staying out of the sun or covering up, you know, yeah.